Welcome back to the Yaffee program. We're here on News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Sorry, I'm laughing because someone texted this, which is this is just wonderful, Bugs. This is great. Said, Dale is wrong. Your show is not dumb. So I have that going for me. I have to have a show after him, don't I? I just had to do that. Oh, Dale's wrong. Your show's not dumb. I'll take the compliment, but that says a lot. Anyway, we had another texter weigh in and said, one nation under God. So there we go. Right now, though, we got to get to the latest in Iran. I do want to read some of the latest here from Fox News. We'll play the audio. It seems, and I said this at the top of the show, I know, but I guess the approach now really is good cop, bad cop. And I'm not sure where Rubio is in this. He's like in between. Because you have J.D. Vance out there is just such a good cop. Such a nice guy. Oh, we love Pakistan, he said yesterday. We love Pakistan. It's great. The Qataris we're best buddies now. Isn't this wonderful? Oh, Iran didn't leave. They didn't leave the talks. No, Iran's here. We're good. So J.D. Vance is good cop, I guess. Then Trump turns into bad cop. He goes on Truth Social and he says, I will bomb the blank out of them if they don't agree. So you have good cop, J.D. Vance, bad cop, Trump. Does that make Rubio like the voice of reason in the world? Maybe? In between that, as he travels overseas? I don't know. But anyway, according to Fox News, Israel-Lebanon talks are underway in Washington. So a U.S. official told Fox News on Tuesday that the talks between Israel and Lebanon are underway. State Department spokesperson said last week that the Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Lebanese President Joseph Aoun spoke by phone on Friday, where they discussed the next round of negotiations, which is scheduled for this week, where the two sovereign governments will make progress toward a lasting peace. Now, the spokesperson said Secretary Rubio reiterated the need to disarm Hezbollah and to reestablish control over all of Lebanese territory. Said they also discussed the need to coordinate with regional allies to advance these aims. So that's kind of the latest on there. Now, Trump has talked about some of the things. I guess what they're saying now is they're going to allow in inspectors in Iran. I mean, we've heard that before, though. So I don't know. Anyway, well, let's hear from the good cop first. How about we hear from the good cop? J.D. Vance, he flew back to D.C. yesterday. He was talking with reporters. Go and play the J.D. Vance cut for me.
Whether good faith or bad faith, you can't trust anybody's words. You have to trust what they actually do. Letting in the inspectors is a big deal, but again, we're going to see what they actually let the inspectors do once they're in the country. That's going to continually be a part of our negotiations. We left a lot of our team. The Iranians left a lot of their team at the resort there to keep on working at it. So all in all, a very productive 36 hours. We're going to have to keep working it, even with the caveat that's going to benefit American farmers and obviously benefit the people of Iran. We want both. But fundamentally, that money is not going to be unfrozen unless we continue to see progress. And that'll obviously be a big part of the negotiation in the days to come.
Now, that last part's good. So there's been a lot of talk about the so-called billions of dollars being unfrozen that Iran could possibly use. J.D. Vance suggested maybe it would be used to buy American products, farm products. But there's talk as well that we're unfreezing assets, then they can start selling oil, and they can actually sell oil to us, which is kind of an interesting strategy. And most people are like, look, maybe in the future we could do that, but before we start letting them make billions of dollars, how about we make sure they're keeping their end of the deal? There's got to be some kind of mechanism in place first, conditions first. But as I mentioned, J.D. Vance, he's good cop here, so he's trying to be positive. Now let's hear from bad cop. President Trump, he's not always bad cop. I'm not saying that, but in this situation, I guess that's what we're doing here. But go and play President Trump at the Oval Office yesterday on Iran. Cut one.
Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their leaders are all dead. Their whole country is a mess. Their economy is shot. As long as they respect us, we're going to be fine. If they don't respect us, things wouldn't be good, but they have a lot of respect. Don't forget, we had presidents that should have done this for 47 years. Nobody did it. The way we're doing it, we have the opposite of a depression. We're doing really well. The numbers are incredible. The oil is at a level that nobody's ever seen before. I think Iran, I can say on a sort of a different scale, is in its own way working out very well. Maybe it's hard to say just as well, but maybe almost just as well. And we're doing very well in terms of negotiating a fair and reasonable deal.
All right, so some positivity there, but you heard it in the beginning. It's peace through strength. We destroyed most of their military, and they better play nice or we could do it again. Nothing against that approach. I just, as you know, my approach would have been take over the Strait militarily now. Now, the latest on the Strait as well is that some ships have gotten through, at least according to the administration. Let me read that. So Trump says 19 million barrels of oil flowed through the Strait of Hormuz on Monday. So President Trump said Tuesday that 19 million barrels of oil flowed out of the Strait of Hormuz on Monday. Said oil prices are tumbling down and the world is a much safer place. That's what he said on Truth Social. Now, commercial traffic is ramping up in the key waterway after Trump, an Iranian president, last Wednesday signed a 14-point memorandum aimed at ending a war. Now, the International Energy Agency said the Strait of Hormuz, through which an average of about 20 million barrels per day of crude oil and oil products were shipped in 2025, is one of the world's most critical oil transit checkpoints. Of course, you all know that. Now, looking at the big picture, one of the good things here is oil companies eventually are starting to understand the threat from Iran. And I think you're going to start seeing many of them in the future try to find other ways to move oil so they don't necessarily have to go through the Strait as much as they are now. That would be a good thing, but of course that takes time. You can't do something like that overnight. Now, it seems like one of the sticking points here is Israel versus Hezbollah in Lebanon. And, you know, this came up yesterday. There was a reporter in Pakistan, Pakistani journalist. I should put journalist in quotes because what she says here is not real journalism. But anyway, J.D. Vance was asked about the war going on there. And I have to admit, his answer here is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I cannot believe this is not difficult. Why we want to cater to these people and start being against Israel just makes no sense to me. But go ahead and play J.D. Vance cut 2 for me.
As you know, your alignment, Israel, has something like genocide in Lebanon. The main issue is stopping this.
Well, ma'am, I think that the President of the United States and the United States of America have done more to stop the conflict in Lebanon than any government anywhere in the world over the last few months, and we're going to keep on working towards it. As I think a lot of you appreciate, peace is never easy. Peace always requires a little bit of work. It always requires a little bit of give and take. But the President of the United States is committed not just to peace between the United States and Iran. The President is committed to a regional peace, which is why we're here working so hard to settle our issues.
Oh, my gosh. So you hear the journalist there say, oh, there is a genocide going on. Israel's committing genocide. We're doing this game again. But that's what they're saying. And this is a very easy response for J.D. Vance. Look, we want peace. This is what he said. It's very easy to say. He should say, we want peace. We want an end to the conflict. But Israel has a right to defend itself against terrorists. And Israel defending itself against terrorists is not a genocide. There is no genocide, and lying about genocides accomplishes nothing. We want peace, but we're not going to play the game of catering to terrorists just because you want to use the word genocide over and over again. We're not doing that. It's not what's going on here. So I wish he would have said that. He did not say that, but as I mentioned, apparently the approach here is good cop versus bad cop. Someone texted in just a minute ago and said maybe Rubio is best cop. I don't know. We'll see what happens in these negotiations. Iran is already pointing out that they're causing a lot of problems. If you want to weigh in, you can. We have our Yaffee text line, as usual, 866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN. Coming up in a little bit, I do see there's more on the reflecting pool. We'll get to that later. We'll talk more about Iran and Ukraine coming up at the top of the hour with Andrew Harding. I also want to ask him about the prime minister resigning in the UK. Haven't followed that too closely. Keir Starmer, I mean, I knew he was pretty much on the left of UK politics, which means he's on the very left of American politics. But what happens next for the UK? I mean, what we know about the UK is, one, they are constantly attacking free speech. They just apparently don't believe in that anymore. They apparently believe in open borders. And it's the usual socialist-like programs he wants to implement on the economy. So the once great British Empire is just not even a shell of its former self. And they continue to not learn their lessons on this. But we'll see what Andrew Harding thinks about that whole situation as well. You're listening to the Yaffee program. We'll be back here in just a moment.
You're listening to Yaffee on WVNN.
Full Send Golf.
You guys know how much I really, really love golf.
Full Send Golf, 2v2. Me and VOD versus Big John and Kyle. Oh, it feels good to be back on the links with the boys.
Join the party on the golf course.
Back to golf in a big way. Now what, practice? Let's go hit the range.
I was like, let's go to the range.
We are headed to the golf course. Yo, you want to golf with us?
No.
You don't play golf?
No.
Try. We got to break par.
I'm very, very excited. You excited?
Yeah.
Full Send Golf. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
This isn't your average podcast.
We threw like a spontaneous party out of nowhere. It was crazy.
This is Full Send.
Drake weekend in Toronto. That's like, imagine telling me that like 10 years ago. That's yo, you're going to rip with Drake for his album launch release party in Toronto. Like, I'm not passing that up for anything.
Join the party.
She went to Met Gala. He went to the game.
What is the Met Gala? Ridiculous.
I think it's an excuse to dress up like an idiot and go to a ball.
The Full Send podcast.
Oh, we're ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.